Hey YouTube, so I owe YouTube a lot of videos, but I figured why not start with what I did tonight. If you're a part of my craft group, then you know that I do a lot of free stuff, I used to, and we're getting back in the habit of doing things for free and sharing resources and having a good time in crafting for fun. Busy doing crafts. Alright, if you want the shirt, you can check it out on my website, but tonight let's get into it. I owe you guys about a sticker tutorial, a bookmark tutorial, so a planner tutorial. But guess what? Tutorials of all kinds, for real, for real. But let's go ahead and kick it off and just start with greeting cards. So we're going to do some Canva design today and make these wonderful cards in Canva. And I apologize about the lighting in here. What do? I have my ring light on, got all kinds of lighting that I can. I'm going to add some more lights, but I want to get this video done so that we can knock it out and get some Mother's Day cards going, some graduation cards going, and you guys can earn some income, because that's the best part about making things like this. They can become digital downloads, they can become printables, whatever you want them to do, and your shop will expand and you'll make some money, especially right now. We're going to summer outside about to open. Let's get it. All right, so let's jump into it. So we're going to go ahead and open up Canva. We're going to just simply use Canva today. We're not going to use anything else. Canva, Etsy, a few different websites. All right, so you all are seeing the full screen. I'm logged into Canva. I have a Canva Pro account. You can sign up to Canva. Below, I have a referral link for you all. I will earn a small commission if you use that, but hey, it helps to bring more free content. And I love Canva. I have Canva Pro. I've had it for about 3 years. I use it for everything, social media graphics. You can use it for printables. I designed a whole planner in Canva. Really, the sky is your limit in Canva. We're going to make this Relax, Relate, Release card tonight. So to start, we're just going to, you can stay in the home screen. You don't have to go anywhere. But we're going to just search up here for folded card. And you'll notice some options come. I'm going to go with a blank folded card. And if you search also, you'll see how the drop down happens. There's so many here. Just go with the portrait folded card, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a blank one. This comes out to be a 5x7 card, which is your standard card that you get at your CVS, Walmart, Target, places like that. So here's our background. Once you click this, template is already loaded for you. Canva has already pretty much taken the guesswork out of what size your page should be. You can always make your own page sizes, but if you all want a Canva tutorial, there's one on my website you can have, or you can message me for something one-on-one. Let's go ahead to background colors. I'm just going to choose this at the top, and I'm going to go right now with this pink. The one thing I love about designing is you're going to see this transform, and it's going to change itself, okay? I just started out. But what I'm going to do so that I really know what I want my color to be is I'm going to go to Etsy. And I'm going to go to Feathers of Style, because people love her stuff. And you can search any type of clip art. You can actually even use things that you already have on your computer, because I'm sure you have plenty of clip art. And I'm actually going to search for her shop here, and I'll link that below as well. Here's so many amazing scenes. So she does a lot of scenes. And you can have cards with scenes. And keeping with the idea, when we did the live tonight, we wanted a Mother's Day scene. So we wanted something relaxing. And we actually picked one of her scenes on here. That was the bedroom. So I'm going to find that for you guys. There's a lot of amazing stuff on her site. And this takes the guesswork out of it, because once you find your graphics, you don't have to really go and write the wheel. Like, you don't have to make your own images. You don't have to piecemeal things. The whole card came from this one scene. So you see it's $13.66 in American dollars, and once you buy it, it automatically downloads into your Etsy, and it will come into, when you open it, she sends you a link, so you can go and click that link and you'll download the folder. So it's already in my downloads here, and what I did was I extracted it to my Dropbox. So here are my images. If you want to understand how to unzip something and extract it, just go ahead and Google that. Again, unzip and extract to where you want it located on your computer. So we're going to start off. I'm just going to make these a little bigger for you guys. And I'm going to use, because I really liked, well, we already did this, of course, you all know. So I was in love with her, so I'm going to go back to Canva. And you can upload here, or you can drag and drop. So my images are already uploaded. but I'll just show you all a quick drag and drop. I like to drag and drop my images. That's not for everyone. You may want to upload. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one instance of dragging and dropping, drag and drop. There she goes. And I'm also going to upload. You see it's working to upload it there because the drag and drop did that for me instead of me having to go through these 3 clicks. So I'm going to actually open that and y'all see it's uploading too. Both of them uploading. But since I've already uploaded things earlier, I'm going to go ahead and just click what I need. I'm actually not going to use a chandelier. I didn't like that so much in the design. But do as you want. I'm going to bring in 2 shoes, both candles, the lamp, a nightstand, some books, the bench, and the bed. Alright? Now, everything came in pretty big. You guys can size it down. But when I designed this, I did bring in the images one by one. I just started to kind of design and see where I wanted to go. So we'll start with the bed as the focal piece, right? And I'm just going to put everything kind of out of the way. I love her as well. So I want to pull her in over here. And she's behind everything. So I'm going to move the bed to the back and bring her forward. Because once the bed moved to the back, she came forward. And make sure she's, kind of proportional to her bed. She's on the king size bed. I'm going to pull down the nightstand, the books. The books I'm going to set the bench there. So just kind of play with it. I'm going to move her books onto her bed. Because this is our Relax, Relate, Release Mother's Day card. Let me move out the way so I can move some things around here. Move this, and if you notice things start to get in your way, just pull that bounding box down so you have more room to work. Okay. This one we're going to minimize. I'll bring that back there, and I'm going to make the bed a little smaller, which means I need to make her smaller because she's not going to be so big on the bed. Y'all see how this nightstand is in front of the bed? I'm going to move that backwards. Bam. And I'm going to pull this down a bit. Make sure everything is kind of centered. It gets tricky sometimes when you have all that space. There we go. And I'm going to put her shoes, make those smaller. Actually, looks like I brought in 2 benches. Let's just delete that. And I'm just going to keep making everything smaller. Sorry, that Pinterest and Tailwind add-on really always messed me up a bit. So, or the extension. So I'm going to pull that. I want to make sure, let's zoom in so you guys will be able to see some things here. Okay. All right, so my lamp is on there, my candles, make those smaller. Because she wants her candles by her bed because this is going to be relaxing for mom. A great weekend for her. You guys are going to leave her alone so she can have her time. And I'm just going to lock the bed so it doesn't move. That way it will stop getting in my way. You get things placed, don't hesitate to lock it so it doesn't move. You will have to unlock it if you want to lock it, if you want to move it again, but I'm just going to kind of lock everything down that I like where the placement is. And her bench is it centered? It's centered now, so I can lock that. I'm going to lock her down, lock mom down. And I'm going to zoom out a bit so you guys can see the shoes. And let's pull her shoes over. And let's make sure her shoes look fit for a woman her size. One shoe is going to just kind of be laying here. And then I'm going to flip the other one where it's like this. And that way it looks like kind of like she just kicked her shoes off after a long day at work and trying to corral the kids. So I'm going to put some effects on that. I'm going to do a drop shadow just so I can have it look like, you know, there's actually a shoe on the floor. You can find that under effects. You can also adjust the drop shadows if you so choose. And I'm going to size her purse down. And with the original card, we had the purse here kind of hanging up on her, on her bed, but I actually like it on the bench. And you can add a shadow there too if you want. Right? Like, bam, you can add a shadow to a drop shadow there. You can add a shadow to anything you want to if you want, depending on how you want to design. So now this is beautiful. I'm going to add some text. For text, I just like to choose maybe what's already been a font pair for me in Canva, but you can always search text, or you can always just kind of figure out what you want and start typing, and it'll come up as options here. So I'm going to do this because it's already paired for me. It makes my life so easy. Relax, relate, release. That is the motto. It's always something my family said growing up, and it was like, okay, we get it. I don't know. Then I think it was on also on A Different World. She said that. Whitney said it. Relax, relate, release. Relax, relate, release. Or maybe it was Whitley or Freddie. I can't remember. But on this part, I'm going to say Happy Mother's Day. Or no, this is your day. So what I'm going to do, because I don't like the sizing, so I'm going to ungroup that. And I'm going to make This Is Your Day bigger. I'm just going to increase that to about 12. Yeah, and then I'm just going to keep getting bigger from there. That looks good to me. And go ahead and center that. And bring that down. Just kind of want everything to be centered. Also, so now it's centered. And I'm going to group those two so I can move them together. And make sure everything is centered. Get a visual. There we go. Alright, so that's wonderful. So that's really the card. If you see how fast that went amazingly fast. But let's add some elements. Let's add some more things. I keep moving this. I know it's driving crazy. Let's add some elements. So you can search elements, and you can search like fur rug. You can search things like that. You can go into photos and search fur rug. You will find a better option in your photos. Here's our fur rug. I'm going to bring that fur rug in, and I'm going to move it to the back. Now my girl has a fur rug. Like, my girl got a bedroom fur rug. But now I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't think that I love the color of the background, right? So let me zoom out a bit and kind of just crop this down so it fits into my card. And anything off the page is just not going to print, okay? So don't worry if you're... like, see how it's going there? I'm just going to get to how it's outside. That's absolutely fine. So this is a beautiful room. You could add art. You could add anything to the back if you wanted. But what I'm going to do is change the background color. So this is what I like to do. You see here are document colors. And I want to tell you all again, I'm using the desktop version. I'm not on the mobile. The mobile doesn't offer all the features that the desktop does. But if you go to desktop, usually on the web, it says here's the colors. But if you're on the desktop, you can scroll down. All your photo colors are made available here. So look, I can change. That's beautiful. Like, it tells me what colors I'm using. I love this color. I think this is a different color than the one I printed earlier, but that's okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I can change my font here too, the text colors. I'm just going to go back down to these and see what works for me today. You know, let's see. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love it. Like, you can just kind of play around, see what works. This is more of a brown, it seems. Yeah, that's pretty. So just kind of have a good time. There we go. I like that. And see what works for you. Like, that's beautiful. So now you made a beautiful card. And oh, I'm also going to add Mother's Day at the bottom. You don't have to do this, but I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate that. You don't have to do it, but that was going to let me know that this is my Mother's Day card, you know, and I could also take it off if I wanted to just give somebody this as a birthday card or anything. I'm also going to show you before we print how I going to add my logo, and I'm not going to add anything on the inside, but I'm going to show you all that. Actually, I don't want this to be playlist script. I want this to be, that's fine. 2021. Let's thin that a bit. And again, I know this might be moving a little fast because this is not a tutorial on Canva. If you want that, you can always find that on my website. So these colors are a little different than the other one that I made, but that's the fun in it. If you want to add your logo, go ahead and just upload your logo, because I'm going to put my logo on the back of the card, not on the inside or the front or anything like that. That way people, when they see it, they'll be like, oh, they know it's Alicia, crafts of a different shade. You could also stamp it or do something like that when you print it out, but I'm just going to go ahead and grab my logo and add it on here. It's in my uploads somewhere. It's in here somewhere. Y'all see I use Canva for a lot of stuff. Like, I just try to get ideas, I use this when I'm announcing people who are Maker Mondays, things like that. Social media graphics, all kinds of stuff. So, there we go. Scale that down. And now put my little stamp on it that this is crafts of a different shade. Okay? You can add whatever you want. You can add some text if anything. And to print it, you can do two things. You can actually print through Canva. There's three things. You could outsource it with like a print-on-demand company. You can print through Canva, or you could just print and cut it at home. And when I say print and cut, I mean print it and cut it with a guillotine trimmer, which is what I'm going to do, and I'll show y'all that. I like to just go ahead and hit download, and you can do a PDF, and I like to do crop marks and bleed, because then it prints with my crop marks and my bleed on it. I'll show you what I mean. Or you could do this, and you could come here and you could say you want to print folded cards, which is the same as me clicking that, but watch this. Print the card to Canva. This is what I would do. I would add a page, and you can make this any color you want. Watch. When you go to print folded cards, y'all see how it's saying this is going to print only the outside, or you can do both sides, which is the outside and the inside. Now, because you would tell it down here. Now, here's the thing about this. I'm not going to print through Canva. Just because I don't know if I would need 80 cards or 50 copies of it, right? But maybe you do, because you're going to sell out these cards so fast. I'm not placing these up for sale. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that page out, and I'm just going to print a blank on the inside, because if I were to actually want to have text on the inside, I would have to do some manipulation in the printer, and I'm not going to go into that right now. What I recommend is you just sell them blank on the inside. We buy blank on the inside cards all the time, guys. No worries, no issues there. So you'll download this as a PDF. I'm going to use my crop marks and my bleed so I know where to cut with my trimmer. And let's go ahead and let's cut this beautiful, beautiful card out that we used with some clip art. We paid $13 for them, and hopefully you can sell one card for $8 to $12 to $13, $15, who knows, on Etsy, and make your money back. All right, so let's get into the next part of that. Okay, so I like to print with the crop marks and the bleed if I'm going to cut it myself, because it gives me a guide to where to cut it. So I know to line that crop mark right there up, and I can cut it that way. And I'm just going to cut that off. Then what I can do is come over here and say, okay, we know this needs to be 10. All right, so 10 is here. And I can just adjust from there. And then 7 is here. And it's going to look like you're cutting some of your design off, but you're not really, because of that bleed. So I'm just going to get that good. Come here and do 10 here. Again, it's a little much. It's a little over. That's about right though, because that's that bleed I was talking about. So this one printed incorrectly, but I'm still going to cut it out. So now we have a few cards cut and ready. You can always just measure them to make sure they're about, like this is 10. And that is 7. You just want your cards to be 5 by 7s. There we go. Take my bone folder out. And you can always take stuff off Office Depot to have them cut it as well, if you want to have perfect cuts. And then you can also just, actually, what you should do is the same tool that I got my bone folder out of. Use that to score. You want to be one of those proper people and do this correctly. I'm not that proper person, so. But you want to score at 5. And bam. Don't score too deep because you don't want to rip the card in half. But there's my 5x7 card. There's one. And I am pretty confident that people would love to receive these cards from you as a gift, or, you know, buy them from your shop because they're beautiful. And it was so easy to make. Just using feathers of style clip art. You can buy any clip art that you want. You can use the clip art, like I said, you already have on your computer. You can stamp the inside. You can write. Got remnants of our last project. You can write on the inside. I'll just say, on mine, Happy Mother's Day. Alicia and Langston. Easy breezy. So cute. So freaking adorable.